Tonight's tale is about a teenager who didn't believe in the paranormal, or at least he didn't, not until the scarecrow looked at him. Some stories are whispered late at night or told around a campfire to keep the dark at bay. But sometimes the story doesn't end when the fire goes out. Sometimes that's when it begins. This one comes from the backwoods of a forgotten farm, where something old still stands among the corn. His name was Tyler, and this is the story of the one who watched from the field. Tyler was 17 the summer he took a job at the old Brenner farm, a crumbling stretch of cornfield at the edge of the woods. The owner, Mr. Brenner, was in his 80s, skin like parchment, voice like gravel. He paid in cash and asked only one thing in return. "Leave Jasper be," he warned, tapping his shotgun. "He don't like being touched." Tyler thought he was joking. Jasper was the scarecrow. It stood alone in the middle of the cornfield, tall, crooked, and wrong. Its burlap face was stitched into a permanent grin. Not painted, stitched. Thick red thread looped tight across its mouth. One eye button hung lower than the other. Its straw-stuffed arms reached out like it was always waiting to be hugged or to grab something. Tyler didn't believe in curses, just hard work and money, so he kept his distance. At first, one evening, Tyler and his cousin Matt sat behind the barn, sharing warm beers and watching the sunset melt into dusk. The field was quiet, too quiet. That's when Matt pointed toward Jasper. "Bet you won't grab his hat?" He grinned. "Scarecrow's got you spooked, huh?" Tyler rolled his eyes. "It's just a sack of straw." Then he started walking out into the field. But as he neared Jasper, the world felt wrong. The wind stopped. The insects fell silent. Even the corn itself seemed to lean away. Tyler climbed the wooden post, reached up, grabbed the hat, and that's when Jasper's head turned. Just slightly. Just enough. The grin on its face looked tighter now, like it was smiling just for him. Tyler fell back, breath knocked from his lungs. Matt laughed behind him, unaware, but Tyler couldn't look away, because the stitches, they were fresh. After that night, things changed. Tools started vanishing. Once, Tyler swore he saw bare footprints in the dirt between the rows. Not boots, just long, wide, human-shaped prints, pressed deep into the soil. And then, Matt disappeared. It was a Wednesday. They were working behind the barn. Matt went to grab the weed trimmer. He never came back. No sound, no struggle, just gone. Tyler ran to Mr. Brenner's house, panicked. The door creaked open. Brenner was slumped in his armchair, eyes wide, jaw slack, dead from what looked like a heart attack. But in his lap was the shotgun, and in his line of sight, the window, and outside it, in the field, Jasper. The scarecrow wore its hat again, but the mouth, the red stitches, were gone. Weeks passed, but the image burned in Tyler's mind. He had to know, so one overcast afternoon he returned. The barn had half collapsed, the corn was overgrown, but Jasper still stood at the center. Only, it wasn't hanging anymore. It was standing, upright, on the ground. Its arms weren't outstretched now. They hung at its sides. And it was facing him. Tyler ran. No plan, no reason, just pure instinct. He didn't stop until he hit pavement. But 3 nights ago, Tyler found something on his front porch. A burlap hat, damp and soaked in something dark red. Tyler didn't sleep the night he found the hat. He sat at his window with a baseball bat in his lap, staring out into the empty street. The burlap hat lay on the porch like a curse. He thought about calling someone, but what could he say? A scarecrow followed me home? At some point, sometime after 3 a.m., he dozed off. And that's when the scratching started. Soft at first, like dry fingers brushing against the outside of the wall, then tap, tap on the window. He opened his eyes, just a sliver. The window curtain swayed slightly, though the air was still, and in the glass, faint and pale under the moonlight, was a reflection. A stitched face, grinning, with one eye lower than the other. Tyler jumped up, heart slamming into his ribs, but when he yanked the curtain back, there was nothing there. Just the hat on the porch, but now it was sitting upright, like someone had just taken it off. Tyler packed a bag the next morning. He didn't say goodbye, didn't tell his parents. He just left, moved 3 towns over, changed his number, got a job washing dishes. No cornfields, no farms, no Jasper. For a while it worked. No visits, no signs, until last week. He came home late from work, opened his apartment door, and found straw. Just a few strands, in the carpet, on the counter, then in the sink, then in his bed. Each day more, each day closer. And then last night, a knock at the door. Not loud, just 2 gentle taps. Tap, tap. He stood frozen in the hallway. The hat was there again, outside his door. And stitched into the brim was a name. Tyler. Some names are written in ink, but others are sewn into burlap with blood and time. And when a scarecrow remembers you, it never forgets. This was the story of Jasper, and you've been listening to the Shadow Hour.